Recording. So this is our BSPU call for this week. And my topic today is the 5 reasons that you're not getting your book done and what to do about it. Now, some of you immediately say, well, I've gotten my book done and this is not appropriate or applicable to me. Hang on, don't run away yet, because this is stuff that I've dealt with in doing my second book and my third book and in doing any kind of content that I create on a regular basis, including the content that I'm creating today as I record this. So I'm going to share the 5 things that stop you from creating content. And in particular, I'm going to be talking about a book, which obviously will be helpful for those of you who haven't finished your book and those that are watching on video. But for all of you, it'll be good in general for you when it comes to mindset stuff and things that you're feeling internally as to why you're not actually getting stuff done. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and start my video here for the recording and make sure I'm ready to go. And here we go. All right, hey everybody, Rob Kosberg here. And I want to talk to you today about something that is really important, especially since I speak to, and my team speaks to, literally hundreds of authors every single month, or would-be authors. And we find that most people that are coming to us have been wanting to write a book, not for days, weeks, or months, but in most cases years. I'm talking 5 years, 10 years, in some cases even longer. So I don't know about you, but today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons that you are not getting your book done and what to do about it so that you accomplish it. I saw these things in myself when it came to not my first book, but my second and third books. If you're having any kind of issue creating content, whether it's content on video or content in your writing, obviously this is more appropriate to books, but any type of content creation, then I think this is going to help you. So the 5 reasons that you have not gotten your book done and what to do about it. Reason number 1, some of you may not like this, but reason number 1 is you are not really committed to it. Okay, you're not really committed to getting it done. Look, writing a book is hard, especially without help and guidance and direction, right? It's incredibly hard, and it requires you to commit 2 of your most valuable resources to it, and that is time and money. Time and money, okay? If you're not committed to it, and you're just playing around with this idea, totally cool, fine, play around as long as you want. Just understand that you're never going to get your book done playing around with it, okay? Because it's hard, it's challenging, you have tons of competition, and if you're not willing, because of your commitment to accomplishing it, if you're not willing to invest time and money into it, then it's not going to get done. Now, those things are adjustable, meaning that the more time you're willing to invest, the less money you'll have to. But the more money you're willing to invest, the more you can have experts. Like we have a staff of ghostwriters, editors, those that do advertising for book launches. I have my own publicist, right? Beyond that door there. So you can do these things on your own, but you will have to invest your time to do it. Or you can pay money to someone that's willing to guarantee it for you and do it for you. So number 1, you're not really committed to it. So you need to decide, is this something that I am committed to that I see can really help me grow my business, that can really help change my life radically? And if the answer is to that is yes, then get committed. Make a decision. I'm going to get this done. Number 2, once you're committed to it, the second reason that you're not getting it done is because you're not really sure what to write about. So many authors or potential authors make this mistake in communicating with us. They want to write their autobiography in essence. They tell me, well, I have a story that I believe can help people, or I have these other, case studies or things that I believe can help people, and I want to write these stories in a book. And while that sounds good, understand this, no one really wants to hear your story. Oh, I know that sounds terrible, but you don't want to hear my story. If I wrote a book, the autobiography of Rob Kosberg, I mean, come on, man. You're not going to get it. I understand you're not going to get it. It's totally fine with me that you're not going to get it because you're not interested in that. You're interested in your own story. And the same is true for your audience. It's not your story. Now, your stories can fit into serving them. But don't make it all about you. Make it about your reader. Make it about your audience. When you do that, then your stories they'll pay attention to. They'll engage with your story because they'll now see themselves in your story. So think about your audience's problem. Try to enter the conversation that's going on in their head. So number 2, you're not sure what to write about. Don't write about your story. Think instead about the problem that you're solving for your audience and start there. And believe me, you have plenty of content that you can create when you think about their challenges and how you can help them solve their challenges. Number three, the number 3 biggest problem I see is that people are afraid of criticism. People are afraid of criticism. Understand this. If you believe something about a topic, then absolutely positively, you are going to have opponents to your belief. Period. I don't care how watered down you want to make your opinions. And you probably don't want to water them down. But let's say that you did. I don't care how much you water it down. People are still going to criticize. A few months back, I bought one of Mother Teresa's books, and I had it shipped because I was blown away. Mother Teresa, who has passed away, of course, but who dedicated her life to serving the poor, right? To giving everything she had. And by the way, she was a New York Times best-selling author times 10 or 15. I mean, she made an incredible amount of money, hundreds of millions of dollars over her lifetime that she poured all back into service. And yet, if you look up her books, you will find dozens, and in some cases, 100 or more one-star reviews for Mother Teresa's work. People criticized Mother Teresa, who gave her life to the poor of India. Now look, if they criticize Mother Teresa, guess what? They're going to criticize you too. So just embrace that, understand it. They will not agree with you, and that's okay that they don't agree with you. Just understand, do not allow the fear of other people's criticism to stop you from sharing your powerful message and truth with the world. Number 4 is similar but different. The number 4 thing that stops people is that you're a perfectionist and you won't pull the trigger. Every time you look at your work, let's say you've created a chapter or maybe even an entire manuscript, you will want to re-edit it. I have worked with authors to create an entire book, and they have edited it so much, so over a period of year or 2 years, that by the time they finished editing the book, their business had changed. And they no longer even wanted to publish that book because it took them so long from start to finish in this editing process. Understand this. You want to create something great. I understand that. But here's the thing. Done is better than perfect. Perfect never comes because you will always change and adapt. I tell my authors, look, every time I look at my first book, the first iteration of what I did long before I had the staff that I have, long before I had the experience that I had 11 years ago, when I look at this, and often when I show it to other people, I'm a little like, oh, I hope they don't judge me for it. Because so much has changed in 11 years from what I did then. But this book has made me multiple millions of dollars. Done is better than perfect. Stop being a perfectionist and pull the trigger on your work. That's reason number 4. Reason number 5 is you need guidance, but you just don't know where to go for your guidance. Look, I completely understand that. In fact, in many ways, bestseller publishing was created out of the need for something like this because I myself spent money in so many different places and wasted it. And in some cases was even honestly stolen from. Money was taken from me with a promised result that never happened. I understand that, but here's the thing. Do your due diligence. Make sure that what they're offering has some type of guarantee, like we do at Bestseller Publishing. Make sure that it's a fit with what it is that you're looking for, right? And then pull the trigger. Okay, do your due diligence. Get the guidance that you need. Whether it's just simple guidance like you need to buy a book that will help you to put everything together, map your whole process out, or you want to go all the way to the other direction because you know what the value of having a book is for your business, and you know you're never going to write it on your own, so you want ghostwriting help, you want publishing help, you want marketing help, you want PR, media, all of that stuff, then look, you need guidance or you need someone to do it for you. Do your due diligence and pull the trigger. Just recently, and I won't even say how recently because I don't speak to that many authors personally anymore, even though we get 300 to 500 applications in a month. Most are handled by my author development coaches, and then I speak to the new ones that come on. But I was speaking to one the other day, and or potential, because this client was referred to me, and the client was all set to go. And when we talked about price, he completely understood what the investment was. And then he said, okay, well, I'm probably not looking to get started until October or November. And I said, well, why is that? Well, I have my travel schedule and I have things coming up. And I said, okay, is there something about us or what we do? He goes, no, you guys are perfect. What you do is exactly what I need. The investment is exactly what I was looking for. And I'm like, dude, look, you only need an hour to an hour and a half a week to work with us to get this process going. Everybody, I don't care who you are, the president of the United States has an hour to an hour and a half a week to get this going and to get your book created. Why do you want to wait? And the truth of the matter is, it was the brain, right? As soon as you want to make a decision to do something, your brain kicks into gear and you have about a 5-second window to make the decision and pull the trigger. And if you don't, and you start hesitating, then guess what happens? Your brain starts talking you out of it and giving you reasons why you should wait, why you should do something else. Look, stop it. Stop waiting to do your book. Stop waiting to find the right company to work with. Stop being afraid of criticism. One of these 5 things is holding you back, and I challenge you. Your book could change your life and could change the lives of so many others. Figure out what it is that's holding you back and then pull the trigger. Make it happen. Make a decision. Don't let your brain talk you out of doing what will seriously and most importantly change the lives of others as well as yourself. Hopefully this is helpful to you. Do me a favor, leave a comment below. Let me know where your thoughts are. If there's something else that's maybe holding you back, tell me what that is and let's see if we can help you with it. Talk to you soon. All right, guys, that's it. Got my video done. I'm now going to hand it off to my trusty 17-year-old son who's doing my video work for the summer and doing a fabulous job, I might say. And then we're going to spend about $20 a day to drive traffic to this video, to completely cold traffic. Obviously, I'm going to have a headline. It's going to be a call out for people that want to write a book, etc. Right? So it'll be cold traffic, people that don't know me. And the idea is I want them to get to know who I am, see a little bit of the personality, and see if they can find one of these 5 things. It begins to warm them up to me. Then we retarget them back to our other videos and eventually into a one-on-one call and strategy session application so that we can see and determine if we're fit to work together. That's how it works. It might sound simple in some ways. I know that there's lots of moving parts and complication to it, but I'm telling you, you can do this as well if you want to. So Glenn says, so true, done is better than perfect. Thanks. I'm expecting my book to be delivered today. Woohoo! Congrats. But I did have about 6 months of hesitation before I pulled the But I pulled the trigger. Love that. Yeah, it's easy to hesitate, isn't it? My newest book, Publish, Promote, Profit, The New Rules of Writing a Book, or The New Rules of Writing, Publishing, or Writing, Promoting. I can't even remember my own subtitle, so there you go. Anyway, The New Rules for Writing a Book and Making Money with It, blah, 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 will be coming out in the next week or two. And I hesitated, and, for lots of these reasons that I just gave you guys, I took a year longer to get this book done than I should have. And so I figured if this is an issue I'm facing and every single day I'm working with authors, it's probably something that you're going to be facing either right now or you'll be facing it in creating additional content, additional books, etc. down the road. So don't let one of these 5 things or all of these 5 things hold you back. So what else can I answer for you? How can I help you and serve you in your business and with your book today? And if you don't have anything in particular, that's totally cool. If you do, then I'm here for you, and I want to answer your questions. Glenn says, appreciate these conference calls. Thanks, Rob. You are super welcome, Glenn. Thanks for being on. It is being recorded, so I'll go ahead and put it back up in the BSP Mastermind private group for any of you that want to watch it again, or for anybody that is watching it the first time. So, and of course, we'll be on next week as well, Tuesday. Next week, I'm going to grab another one of my clients' books, and I'm going to do a book case study, a book profit case study on that. Let's see, Mindstorm. Rob, I watched the videos on lead generation and noticed they were a few years old. I'm assuming the Facebook ads got more expensive over time. Can you tell me current cost per click and KPIs? So, yeah, hard to answer that just the way, because there's so much minutia, but there's a lot of details. So here's the best way to answer it. And I did a short video, actually posted in a couple of my mastermind groups, and I'm going to post that in our mastermind page, because I'm doing a live webinar tomorrow. And webinar registration cost us, $8 or so to get a webinar registration. It cost us about, on the low end, $50 to $60 for a strategy session call. On the high end, $100 for a strategy session application. That's a complete application that's filled out. We don't focus as much on the cost per click. What we focus on is where the real opportunity is for us, which is when we're on the telephone with potential clients, or when I'm doing a webinar presentation in front of potential clients. So those are the KPIs that we look for. We're not worried about cost per click or cost per thousand or any of that stuff. I also spend money, like I shared with you, this video that I'm doing. You heard my only call to action was leave a comment below. I'm not selling anything. I'm not getting them to opt into my list. None of that stuff. This is just pure content that I'm giving to people. And when they watch the video, they are pixeled, so that I can then retarget them on Facebook advertising with my other offers. So I'll spend about $100 a day on just driving traffic to videos like these, so I can warm up people to my offer, my company, who I am, what we do, etc. So the pure KPIs are not about like cost per impression or cost per click or any of that. For us, it's really about cost for getting somebody on the telephone with our team. Now, we have a very high ticket offer, as you know. We're looking at some other offers that we can bring out, including a PR only offer, which is going to be more of a course. So then cost per click and those types of things will be more applicable. So yeah, the stuff that we have that's just pure Facebook ad stuff, it applies in a very general sense. It is old. Literally we could do one every 3 months and it changes. So that's why we've not continued to update that. The general principles still work, but what's going to change is it's always going to change of, what our strategies are and how it is that, we're driving traffic and what the costs are. So hopefully that helps, but look for the video that I post in the group later today. I'm going to post a video and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing to get both strategy session applications and webinar opt-ins using my Facebook advertising. So hopefully that'll be helpful to you. By the way, who is Mindstorm? I don't know your CB handles. That's going old school right there. So what else can I answer for you? By the way, that's a great question. And I'm going to have some more teaching on using Facebook ads and that kind of thing. Because my friend and business partner, Kevin Hutto, really focuses on that stuff. And we're going to be doing more and more. George, awesome, George. We're going to be doing more and more on that, both in our mastermind, our private mastermind, which a couple of you are part of, as well as just some more general teaching in our group also. So hopefully that helps there, George. Anything else I can answer for you? Let me know if there's something else. Otherwise, great being with you. Look forward to being with you next week, and I hope that these mindset things really, really help you. George says, if I'm doing a book funnel to a strategy session, what would you recommend I budget as a test? So your leads are going to be quite expensive, just so you know, on a book funnel, okay? But the quality of your lead is going to be very high, because if you're doing a book funnel, and I'm assuming a free plus shipping, meaning that there's going to be cost involved, right? So it's much more expensive to get someone to pull out their credit card and type the numbers in, right, on a mobile device or on a computer keyboard. So it's going to be much more expensive for you to get. You may pay $30 to get somebody just into the initial part of the book funnel, right? $20 to $30. That's why the other pieces of the book funnel oftentimes, which are things like, an upsell for an audio course, an upsell for or audio version of the book, an upsell for some type of course or program. So just so you know, that may not be the best way just to go right from book to strategy session. However, it is a great way if you're willing to spend a little bit more on the cost per lead. As I just told you, we spend $100 to get a phone call, to get a strategy session app. I will spend $60 to $100 to get that on average. So a book funnel works great for me. But don't think of it like a lead, like $2, $4, $10. That's not going to happen. Think of it like a really high quality opportunity. So, a good number, depending on what your offer is $100 for a strategy session application. And probably most of the people that come into your book funnel are going to be really, really high quality people. So I like that as a funnel. Just be ready to spend a little bit more money. George says, what if I gave the book away as a PDF to get a higher conversion? Test it, George, because that works well in some markets, and in some markets that doesn't work well. I prefer the free plus shipping, to be just quite honest with you. But again, anytime, if you want a strategy session application, and I know what the numbers are, it's going to cost you on the low end $50 to $60 to get that phone call. On the higher end, it's going to cost you, $120 to $150. Okay, so I have friends and comrades that work in other industries that I'm in masterminds with, and they spend $150 for a strategy session application, and they sell a $10,000 to $15,000 thing. But they know their numbers, they know their metrics, they know what their conversions are going to be, and so look, if it takes you, let's say it takes you 5 apps. Let's say it takes you 10 apps at $100 an app. That's $1,000 in expenditure to get a $10,000 client. Your return on investment is still 10x. That's amazing. That's incredible, right? So you gotta work the math backwards. What are you selling? And so based on what you're selling, and if it's high ticket, then that one-on-one phone call, even at a just 10% conversion rate, you can pay $100 to $150 for an application and still do incredibly well. Okay, so my answer to your question is test, but my answer overall to your question is look at what the math is and understand that it's going to cost you, it's going to be, a good investment to get that telephone call because that is a high quality lead. Jeannie says, Rob, I'm looking for tips and techniques to get my 5-star ratings on Amazon. How should I get started? Really simple. Jeannie, you need to reach out to friends, family, clients, past clients, anybody that are in your sphere of influence, and you need to reach out to them personally and directly. So I have a new book, right, coming out. I'm going to be reaching out to you guys personally, directly. I'm going to say, Deborah, hey, you're awesome. Congrats on getting the book done. Thanks for being in our mastermind. Look forward to seeing you at our next meeting. Look, do me a favor, please. Here's a link to my book. Download it for 99 cents. Read a couple of chapters and please offer a review for me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that with you, Jeannie. I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to do a Facebook message and I'm going to send that to you. And you know what? Many of you will give me a review and some of you won't. And so, to get your reviews, you've got to apply some elbow grease and work at it. How many should I shoot for? What's a good goal? Minimum. We say minimum is 6 to 8. You need more than that, right? More than 10 people. So work at it. Make your list. And if your list is 100, you can get through 100 people in a week, right? Reach out to 15 people a day, right? With that little message, right? Something personal in the message in the beginning, right? Your personal connection to them. And then a paragraph or two that you copy and paste, including your link, and just say thank you, right? Reach out to 100 and you'll get at least 20, 30, 40 of those people to review for you. So reach out to as many as you can. I'm going to reach out to several hundred of my current and past clients asking for it. So there you go. Get as many as you can. Don't stop. Guys, you're awesome. Thank you for trusting BSP and me with your book, with your business, with the things that you're trying to do. Obviously, always let me know if there's something that I can do personally for you, if there's a way that I can help you. Reach out to me, be on these calls, and let me know in what ways I can serve you. You guys are terrific. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next week.